So I'm involved in discussions specifically around uncertainty in the context of disease, and particularly infectious disease outbreaks. And I guess in that regard, one of the big challenges of a sort of state of uncertainty with respect to knowledge is that one has seen, particularly around response and preparedness efforts with disease, one's seen a sort of hardening of a desire to kind of try and identify and predict risks with respect to disease outbreaks, and to try and control and fix those through technologies such as modelling or surveillance and so forth. And the reality is with disease outbreaks is that there's several levels of uncertainty. For example, who will be most affected by an outbreak, where an outbreak will occur, and then you also have the sort of extreme unknown, which the WHO often refers to as disease X. So that's the sort of challenge, is that particularly the disciplines such as epidemiology get very excited about trying to control and predict and resort to these kind of risk-based technologies and sets of exercises and scenario planning and so forth. On the other hand, we've also seen certain opportunities, because particularly related to the learning from the West Africa Ebola outbreak of 2014 to 16, I think actually the experience of working in a context that where there were so many uncertainties, both at a sort of scientific level in terms of knowledge of the disease and its development, but also a context that was so complex politically and economically and in terms of histories and the political economy, was that scientists really actually did in many respects sort of hit a limit of what those more risk-based predictive technologies could bring. And in the wake of that, and the learning that has come from that, is I think there has, or we're at least beginning to see, an opening up of space. So in a way, the degree of uncertainty has opened a space, and on the one hand for other disciplines to come in, and so there's more openness, for example, to the contribution of social science, and particularly with respect to bringing different kinds of knowledges, such as local communities' experiences of adapting and learning and improvising in the face of that outbreak. Indeed, going forward, I mean, at the moment that's still quite limited to a kind of focus on better community engagement. But I think with time, if social scientists really work hard, we can really argue that the kind of perspectives we bring are really valuable given these states of uncertainty.